And here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to Mo. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again. Hope you're there with me. The session commences and your company is required. That thing that thing that happens twice a day. The first righteousness being fulfilled exactly now. So I'm fulfilling the righteousness. Are you fulfilling it with me? The session has commenced. Your company is required. As you're coming in, do the necessary. Click on the like button. If not already subscribed, correct that as well. One man went to Mo. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojugu. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojugu.
Well, this is MOVT. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojugu. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimegojugu.
Well, this is MOVT. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey,
And there it is right there, Holy Holy, the Holy Holy song from the eastern part of Nigeria. So it looks as though this guy is somewhat fixated on Peter Obi, but you ask who is not. He is the currency of the moment, Peter Obi, of course, and all headlines point in his direction. Try, if you're saying this guy, I'm not talking about myself, you may well conclude that I too, but Deji Adeyanju is who I am referencing. And what I was saying is that Peter Obi dominates the headline at the moment. So try hard as you may to just escape him. You cannot seem to for the moment. But we've seen this before when somebody holds the space for a period of time. 2023, what Peter Obi must do to show he is not working for Tinubu. It is Deji Adeyanju that is saying this. So that is intriguing, of course. Of all of the thoughts that you would have, you would not have the thought that Peter Obi might be working for Tinubu. But this is a theory that is being proposed by Adeyanju, of course. But how he arrives at this, we'll find out shortly. The headline again, 2023, what Peter Obi must do to show he's not working for Tinubu. So quite how or what has led to that thought, we find out shortly. Nigerians react as Atiku raises team to woo WIKE. So I'm not quite sure if WIKE should give any space that time at all anymore, because it's been used and punked, and then they are going to romance him down to use him again, only to punk him again. So ideally, I wouldn't object to seeing WIKE leaving the the PDP, because it looks as though his time might be spent in that space. And maybe he should take his politics to another space just to interact with a different set of people, if only to come back to PDP again, but to break that thing then that he says that is loyal to that party, because that party has not shown any loyalty to him, by my reckoning. Nigerians react as Atiku raises team to woo WIKE. So quite what they are going to say to him, we'll find out shortly. So I'll share the screen for this next headline, because this is still WIKE in play. So this is still WIKE in play, and that attempt to woo him might well be a little bit too late. So the headline and the picture, they marry. So there it is right there. So let me just move it up so they can both be visible at the same time. So WIKE in closed door meeting with Peter Obi as defection rumors swirl. So WIKE in closed door meeting with Peter Obi as defection rumors swirl. And there it is right there, the picture that tells it all. So that is WIKE, of course, looking worn and drawn and beaten down. And that is Peter Obi looking pumped and energized. Peter Obi needs the money bags of somebody like WIKE, and he also needs the verbosity and the feistiness of WIKE as well. So a good weapon to have in your armory, Jensen WIKE, and it looks as though now he's going to weaponize the Peter Obi narrative. With Peter Obi, WIKE rather in closed door meeting with Peter Obi as defection rumors swirl. So all the chances of WIKE defecting, but it would be a step too far or too difficult to digest if he pivoted to APC. So leaving PDP to go to APC would be a diet too heavy for the stomach. But going to Labour Party or PRP or SDP, that is something that people can still live with. And it looks as though then talks ongoing with Peter Obi. So there it is right there. The picture tells you as the headline does. So this is somewhat a deviation from politics. So this one is only the headline that I've seen, by the way. I've not read the content, and I'm not sure if it will be worthy enough to present to you guys. But the headline intrigues enough for me to present it. Then we'll see what's led to this headline. So enough of that. Now here is the headline. Sometimes family is just blood. Man writes as he narrates experience with his cousin when he moved to Canada. So blood is thicker than water and all of that business. Your brother, your blood brother, same mother, same father, your cousin, your auntie, etc., etc. The loyalties that we have to family sometimes is something that hopefully the loyalty rather that we have to family sometimes is something I am hoping this headline opens up, because that is a space that's not being really fully explored, that you feel obliged by reasons of blood tie to have loyalty to somebody that might not necessarily be loyal to you, want your best interest, or may even be actively working against you. So all of that I'm hoping is unbundled by this headline. Sometimes family is just blood. Man writes as he narrates experience with his cousin when he moved to Canada. So quite what the intrigue is, we'll find out shortly. Still staying outside of politics and all matters human interest, this is a Twitter story. Law students set to face disciplinary action for drinking water from a bottle instead of a glass cup at law dinner. So there it is right there. From the sublime to the ridiculous, of course. I mean, I just want to see how this is arrived at, you know. There's pretentiousness and there is pretentiousness and there's just stupidity. So this just straddles that space and seems to be tipping over into stupidity now. We're so civilized that you can't even drink a water in the way that best suits you. Law students set to face disciplinary action for drinking water from a bottle instead of a glass cup at law dinner. So quite what is in play there, we find out shortly. And then we go back to the last storyline, rather, the last presentation is back to politics. Southeast will vote for PDP. Former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu. So there it is right there. All the hoopla and all the brouhaha, a total nonsense according to Ekweremadu. Tradition will obtain and subsist. Southeast will vote for PDP. Former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu. So quite what's led him to that emboldened thought, we'll find out shortly. So plenty to go through. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into it. So what's made me chuckle is what's made me chuckle is, let me highlight this on your screen. It just caught my eye. It's not even so much whatever this person is saying, but the name that is coming under. And I'm assuming this is aimed in my direction. So pain is he, but so much have I infiltrated his head. I've now taken permanent residence in this person's head to the point that he has called himself Wicked Bald Man. So thank you that for surrendering so easily to me, if that was the intent. So there it is right there. So that's the menu. Lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into it. The usual protocol, click on the like button, of course, click on subscribe as well. And if you want to come join me on the screen, click on the, let me just get that hyperlink up. If you want to come join me on the screen, click on the hyperlink that says, I need to get rid of that. That serves this purpose. So if you want to come join me on the screens, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So that brings you into a studio space. So enough of the waffling. Let's get back to it. Let me play you the K-Guide song and we go straight into the reader.
Water, only water, only water, where they see my water. Hapa you don't come oh. Hapa oh night oh. Oro keke elemu ye o. Ide shodi a keke elemu re o. Bobby master keke elemu re o. Chief Wailati keke elemu re o. Erukulele elemude. Erukulele eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Iku kò ní rí wa gbé ṣe àmì ẹ̀ pọ̀. May death have nothing to do with us. Amen. So that's what that means. Iku kò ní rí wa gbé ṣe. It means may death have nothing to do with us. 2023, what Peter Obi must do to show he's not working for Tinubu. Adeyanju. Deji Adeyanju, a former youth leader of the People's Democratic Party PDP, on Wednesday, asked presidential candidates Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwakwanso to combine forces in respect of the 2023 elections. Correspondents report that Obi is the presidential flag bearer of the Labour Party, whilst Kwakwanso flies the flag for the new Nigeria People's Party. With their exuberant supporters on social media as the matchmakers, Obi and Kwakwanso announced last week that they were talking about joining forces for the 2023 presidential election. Obi in particular has been a sensation on social media since he declared his presidential ambition and later left the PDP last month. It's as early as last month, you know, from all of the noise, you'd have thought it was a lot longer. I didn't even realize, I'd forgotten that it was just barely a month ago that this guy actually left the PDP. Obi in particular has been a sensation on social media since he declared his presidential ambition and later left the PDP last month to pick up the ticket of the Labour Party unopposed. But Adeyanju submits that notwithstanding the massive support Obi and Kwakwanso seem to be getting, the duo would perform poorly. But Adeyanju submits that notwithstanding the massive support Obi and Kwakwanso seem to be getting, the duo would perform poorly at the 2023 poll if they don't unite. Peter Obi won't score up to 3% of total votes cast in the northern states in Nigeria. Kwakwanso won't also get 3% in any southern states. The challenges of the 2023 is beyond visible to the blind. This is why opposition parties should unite, except they are working for Bola Tinubu, candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC. Adeyanju wrote on his known Twitter handle. So there it is right there. So the headline suggests, but the readout justifies, because essentially what he's saying is the permutation that everybody has, you know. Now, there's no reason to suggest that Peter Obi will make any significant inroad into the northern spaces. And that 3% that what's his name? Deji Adeyanju is attributing to Peter Obi. That 3% is more or less where all the thinking minds would have it be. Peter Obi won't score up to 3% of total votes cast in northern states in Nigeria. And there is absolutely no reason for anybody of a sane mind, any sane mind, to suggest that Peter Obi will score anything higher than 3. If you are extremely generous, 5%, it's not even going to score. There's absolutely no reason why anybody in the north will vote for Peter Obi. Yes, they are so fed up of the suffering, they are this, that, and the other, but they are not going to look in the direction of Peter Obi for a solution to their problems. It is not going to happen, and anybody that has any understanding of the Nigerian landscape, they know that just as a fact, sacrosanct, already set down in stone, laid down in stone, etched in stone. There's no reason to suggest that Peter Obi will score 3% as a standalone without a big northern figure taking him to the north. There's no reason to suggest that Peter Obi will score up to 3% or more than 3%. Peter Obi won't score up to 3% of the total votes in northern states in Nigeria. So there's no reason to believe otherwise. And equally, there's no reason to dispute for a sane mind, that is, I have to put that proviso because there are some wild thoughts floating around in the ethers out there. But we're not doing wild thoughts here. And there's absolutely no reason also to dispute this follow-on statement. Kwakwanso won't also get 3% votes in any southern states. So why would anybody in Lagos State vote for Kwakwanso? Anybody in Ekiti State? Why would they cast or Imo State? So these are sacrosanct factual statements. So what is inviting is the synergizing of those two spaces. But it looks as though those two spaces are not going to synergize. So what essentially? So let's read the rest of it. It says, the challenges of 2023 are beyond visible to the blind. This is why opposition parties. So when it says opposition parties, of course, I'm not sure if it's sweeping up PDP amongst that, but it says this is why opposition parties should unite, except they are working for Bola Tinubu. So I'm not sure. Well, there could be a synergizing between Labour Party and PDP and NMPP, but the synergizing that we're really looking at is NMPP and Labour Party. But what form does that take? Is it a loose arrangement, just to a memorandum of understanding, not to attack each other and help each other where can? Or is it the coming together of the two parties, which is the more potent way to go? But if the two parties come together, and we've already heard Kwakwanso tell us categorically, without any equivocation or any intention of shaking, and I have the clip stills, which I shall play you in the course of the session. We've heard Kwakwanso state categorically that the only relationship that he will have with Peter Obi is for Peter Obi to subordinate himself to him. So for Peter Obi to be his vice. So that is the only thing that Kwakwanso will entertain. And the Obi movement are not going to countenance that in any way. So that falls apart totally. So this is why opposition parties should unite, except they are working for Bola Tinubu. So what he's saying essentially from that is to suggest that this now breaking up of all of the opposition parties, because all the political changes going on in Nigeria are happening in opposition strongholds in the south, in the southeast, and not so much in the southwest is essentially the ruling party stronghold. The north is weighted perhaps slightly in favor of the ruling party. But where all of these activities are going on are essentially within the stronghold of the opposition space. And what Deji Adeyanju is inviting is that if they do not synergize, then they're essentially Tinubu agents. So if you follow the logic, it will be very difficult for you. Why don't you just bring them all at once? Huh? Thank you. Sorry, I was just taking a delivery. Nigerians react as Atiku raises. So from that today's, I should say, I saw the delivery man and I just had to reach. Nigerians react as Atiku raises team to woo WIKE. So here it is. Nigerians have reacted to the move by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, to appease former governor of Rivers State, Yemsin WIKE. Correspondents had earlier reported that Atiku had set up a committee to reach out to WIKE and other aggrieved members of the party ahead of the 2023 general elections. Governor WIKE has remained silent since the former vice president decided to pick governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, as his running mate. Atiku, in his plan to win the 2023 election, set up the committee to woo aggrieved members to come on board. A top Atiku confidant told correspondents that the team will reach out to people close to WIKE to plead with him to work with the former vice president. Following the development, some Nigerians have taken to microblogging platform Twitter to react to the move by Atiku to appease WIKE and other aggrieved PDP members. So, see some of the reactions below. So let's see what people are saying. So this is Oyuka on Yuka. So I say on Yuka too. It says, will WIKE to do what exactly? Election malpractice for him? When WIKE was shouting that PDP zoning should be respected, as we won't accept another northerner after Buhari, Atiku should go and rest. So there it is, go and rest. Another commentator, Arinze, these people are only using WIKE. When they need help, they go remember WIKE. Only God knows the kind of back seat we only God knows the kind of back seat they will throw WIKE if they win. So I don't know. Yes, well, that's speaking English anyway. WIKE should be careful, is essentially how this guy runs it off. River State governors are only good for supporting other candidates from other regions with the state's resources. After election, they are discarded. Look at Amechi. I am sure WIKE would learn from Amechi's experience. Atiku and PDP should go do what? Relax. So there it is. I think somewhat some sympathy for WIKE in the reactions so far. WIKE, where I trust, he will make sure he wait for something or the other, Atiku at the end of the road, and do that thing. Them things say them wise, Abi. So all matters sympathetic to WIKE. Atiku should bear the consequences of his actions. The scar of what he did to Obasanjo made him, the scare of what he did to Obasanjo made him choose Okowa over WIKE. So on and on it goes. But the commentary is somewhat sympathetic to WIKE. So let me just move on from there. But still staying with WIKE. WIKE in closed door meeting with Peter Obi as defection rumors swirl. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, met with Rivers State Governor Yemson Wike behind closed doors on Wednesday in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Wike, who is widely rumored to be plotting an exit from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) following his loss at the party primaries and not emerging the running mate to Atiku Abubakar, the party's 2023 presidential flag bearer. This meeting is coming amidst report that Wike and his party are in talks with NNPP presidential candidate Rabiu Kwakwanso over a possible... not Obi. This meeting is coming... Sorry, let me take that again. This meeting is coming amidst reports that Obi and his party are in talks with NNPP presidential candidate Rabiu Kwakwanso over a possible merger. Political analysts reveal that if the merger succeeds, it will create big problems for the ruling All Progressives Congress APC and the main opposition People's Democratic Party PDP. It is currently unclear the outcome of the meeting, but it is largely connected to the 2023 elections. More to come. So there it is. That is Wike. And let me just share you the screen again. Just then I'll run through so you can see all the pictures that shows you that this meeting did take place. But why would the meeting take place between Wike and Peter Obi is the question. We all know why, but what are they looking to play out? So there it is right there. I think as they are coming in, and they took time to take the pictures, and here they are. I suspect after the meeting. So there it is right there. That's the goings on then. Nigerian politics, Wike meeting Peter Obi. So from that to the next, this now a departure somewhat from politics. Sometimes family is just blood. Man writes as he narrates experience with his cousin when he moved to Canada. Before I left Nigeria for Canada, my family members told me, Victor, don't worry. Your distant cousin is in Winnipeg. He will take care of you. Omona, so I reached Winnipeg. The distance my cousin put between us was like, damn, bro, aren't we families no more? We grew up together. Let's see. Um, he would not even answer my calls. We met like once, and the man didn't even come to pick me up at the airport when I arrived. It was literally strangers I have never met that put me through. Sometimes family is just blood. A stranger can do what a family member can never do for you. If he told me right off the bat, I would have I would have to find my way. I wouldn't have been if he told me right off the bat, I would have to find my way. I would not have even been tripping about me being, about him, that should say, being distant. It's the fact my guy promised me so many things and I needed guidance for sure. I arrived Canada end of January, beginning of winter, was 3 weeks behind in class. I was 3 weeks late. Class already started. I arrived late January, had to walk 35 minutes in the blizzard for a week before I fully understood how the mini peg transit worked. I got sick in my second week, started regretting why I chose Winnipeg because of my cousin. So it's that story of abandonment. So I thought really it would be stronger than that, but it really opens up that space really that really are the obligations that you feel somebody might have to you for reasons of being blood. They may not necessarily be how they see it. Essentially, the takeaway from that. So this one, let me just steam through this one quickly, and then I'll go to the last readout. So this one, another one, human interest sort of storyline. Twitter stories. Law students set to face disciplinary action for drinking water from a bottle instead of a glass cup at law dinner. So this is just a curiosity. We see what this actually offers. A law student is set to face a disciplinary panel after receiving a query for drinking water from a bottle at a law dinner. According to the query letter sent by authorities of Lagos campus of Nigerian Law School, the student violated Rule 6, subsection 29 of the Code of Conduct for Students of the Law School at dinner or on dinner etiquette and manners. So it goes on to show us a copy of the letter written to him. So let me see if I can see it fully. Okay. It's a scan of it. So let me just let me hold on. Let me share it on the screen, and then so you can see. I'm not sure how much of it you will see, but let me share it on the screen. Uh, So that's the letter right there. It says Council of Legal Education Nigerian Law School Campus. It has been reported by the Director and Head of Academics on June the 16th, 2022, that whilst law dinner was ongoing in the dining hall, you were found putting a bottle of water in your mouth when a glass cup was on your table. Consequently, you are requested to explain why disciplinary action should not be taken against you for violating Rule 6, subsection 29 of the Code of Conduct for Students of Nigerian Law School on dinner etiquette and manners. Your representation, if any, should be forwarded to the Director and Head of Academics within 24 hours of receipt of this letter. Signed, uh, Fagbemi Charity Titilayo, Mrs. Director and Head of. Look at this. This is, I don't know. I just had to read that out. That's on the realms of. I don't even know how to think about that. But you tell me if you have any thoughts on that. What you do think of it. So finally, the Southeast will vote for PDP. Former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu. Former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu has said that people from the Southeast region of the country will vote for the People's Democratic Party. The lawmaker from Enugu State, who acknowledged that Peter Obi is a credible candidate and their son, said the Southeast needs to be dynamic and also know that Obi, who is a former governor of Anambra State, can't win the presidential election. He averred that people from the region should not make decisions they will regret later. Ikweremadu also likened voting for Obi as throwing your votes away. So this is what he said, throwing your votes away. And let me just share the screen for the last time, and just then you can hear him in his own words saying these words. So there's a little clip embedded in the article. So rather than download it, I'll just we'll watch it together from here, and then I'll come into the room to take on the conversations. So this is a Ekweremadu now. Let's see if this plays.
I come from the Southeast. I can assure that Southeast will vote for PDP. Can guarantee that. No doubt, Peter is our son, but we need to be dynamic. You ask ourselves, can Peter win the presidential election? Can the East afford to throw away their votes? Can we afford to be sentimental in matters that concern our people and our children and our future? The answer is no. So we don't intend to do a thing which we will regret in the future. So while we believe that Peter is ably qualified.
So there it is right there. So there it is. So let's bring on the panelists, the ones that we do have. So Comrade Chidi, I see you. Please make sure you are muted as you are coming in so we don't hear that background noise. So X0, I see you. Mr. Mori, good to have you. Rational Mind Wagwan, Adanle Koko, good to have you, and Brownberry, good to have you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. So let's kick it off with our Comrade Chidi, who seems to be a new person to the mix. So Comrade Chidi, are you there? Do you want to unmute yourself? So are you there, Comrade Chidi?
Yeah, I'm trying to survive.
Brilliant. Don't try to survive, or try and thrive instead. So don't survive, thrive. Life should be lived and enjoyed. So as you go on thriving, thrive on this, Comrade Chidi. Deji Adeyanju suggesting then that essentially by osmosis, either wittingly or unwittingly, the whole of the Peter Obi storyline is essentially him working for Tinubu. So you've seen how we arrived at that thought, but do you concur with the logic, Chidi?
Can you reiterate what you just said? I think you were talking a little bit fast. Let me grab every element of your postulation.
Sorry, did you hear me read out the bit?
I heard you, but I'm trying the recap you just made now before it's.
I'm saying that Deji Adeyanju is suggesting that Peter Obi is somewhat an agent of Tinubu, either wittingly, either knowingly or unknowingly, because the politics that he is politicking at the moment, he being Peter Obi, is a politics that lands Tinubu in Aso Rock. So either knowingly or unknowingly, Deji Adeyanju suggests that Peter Obi is a Tinubu agent. So do you concur with that? Do you see the logic of how he arrived at that thought?
Well, thank you for having me, and I'll bring greetings, to all and sundry in this panel. Well, in reaction to what you just asked, to be very, very candid with you, I don't really like to tackle. I don't like to leave issues and start tackling tissues. To me, before I, because I mean the situation we find ourselves now in Nigeria has gone beyond rhetorical presentations. So I like to address issues and tackling tissues. First of all, Deji Adeyanju, how do you pronounce his name?
Adeyanju.
Adeyanju. I have followed him for a while. What are his antecedents? You see, these are people that are coming up and they try to draw sympathy from all, from virtually every, everything they can hold on. I've been following him. What are his antecedents? These people, sometimes I don't even know how to put it, but I don't want to waste my time. How can he substantiate that? We should understand.
Hold on. He presented an argument to land on that space. So I'm not sure if you heard me read out the argument, but I can represent it to you, and then I'll just represent what he is actually saying. So this is what he's saying. So it says, let me just go to, so let me take it from this paragraph. It says, but Adeyanju submits that notwithstanding the massive support Obi and Kwakwanso seem to be getting, the duo will perform poorly at the 2023 polls if they don't unite. So this is what he's saying. Peter Obi won't score up to 3% of the total votes cast in northern states in Nigeria. Kwakwanso also won't get up to 3% votes in any southern states. The challenges of 2023 are beyond visible to the blind. This is why opposition parties should unite, except they are working for Bola Tinubu. So this is what he's saying. What he's saying essentially is that there is very little reason for Peter Obi to get any vote in the north at all. And nobody that is of any real thinking is of any thought that Peter Obi will get any vote in the north. And there is no reason to believe that Kwakwanso will get any real significant vote in the south. But they will get votes, and those votes will come off what are traditional PDP votes, which will then effectively aid the Tinubu ambition. So that is what he's saying. So setting aside whether you like Deji Adeyanju or not, the substance of what he's saying.
Okay, yeah, we can process it from that perspective. It's just that sometimes I don't really like to waste my time, because it's not everything that I just want to. I don't have to navigate my energy too much trying to. I look at people's historical. As much as I know him, I know he's, sometimes he try to, he's the type that I know sometimes he project trajectories and try to draw sympathies from, different angle. I mean, and of course, some people use that avenue to gain popularity. That is the way I can rate him. But in the course of this debate, well, let me react. Even if we have to look at it, to substantiate his claims. One is, let us. I want us to understand. And I speak. I'm not trying to be biased here. I'm just trying to be very, very nationalistic. Can you hear me?
Carry on. We cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Carry on. We cannot hear you.
Okay.
If you can hear me, then carry on. The conversation is taking place. Go on.
Okay. The thing is, there's one thing I want us to understand in this 2023 election that is gathering momentum. See, this is something we've never seen before. A Peter Obi, as far as I'm concerned, in what is happening today is he is infinitesimal. He's not even doing anything. People are saying we need a paradigm shift. It's not about Obi. Obi is literally not doing nothing. What he's selling for Obi is just his brand, his faith. So it is even gone beyond, me and you trying to come and analyze. There's nothing to analyze.
That paradigm shift, is it echoing in the north as well? Is it echoing this paradigm
shift is, in every nook and cranny of this project called Nigeria, even within the north, within the south.
No, are they not on board with the narrative that you are postulating? This narrative you are presenting now, is it echoing in the north?
I am telling you, sir, I don't know how conversant you are by virtue of what has taken, fortuitously taking place in Nigeria now. I am telling you, Obi is literally not doing. People are just tired. When hunger comes, it does not discriminate. It doesn't know who comes from the north.
Let's not go down that route. Let's keep it steady in logic and known things. So what
of course, I am being very, very logical now. So
so let's not go to the.
I'm not trying to. Of course, I am a person. Of course, I might speak with. I mean, like based on what is before me. I am not trying to. Where
I was trying to take you to, Chidi, is that we know that the country is ready for change. The people have been beaten down. There's new levels of bestiality, bastardization, cruelty, and just low. Everything is just run down, and people are they're at the edge of, they need change, and that is universal to the whole of the country. So we accept that. But where are they looking to, and how are they looking at that change? So are they looking at that change in the north? Are they looking for that change in the north, and are they looking at it in the north in the direction of Peter Obi? So this is the thing. So how is they playing in the
north? Let me just, maybe I should put it this way. And what you just said now, of course, you cannot, there's no way you will advance without, if you don't know where you're coming from, there's absolutely no way you will know where you're heading to. So everything stems from what the picture you just painted now. And that is why it looks as if I am trying to draw my analysis from the root. So everything boils down to what is exactly happening in the country. The people, maybe I should put it this way. Outside the Obi, the other two persons who are coming is Tinubu and Atiku. Who are these people? So it has come to the point that people are beginning to, and again, when you say, is it coming, this way will change, you see, what direction is it coming? There is virtually no can cranny of that entire Nigeria that this menace has not touched. And that is why I was standing at, because everything is coming from there. That is just the foundation. And people are now saying, before
what Deji Adeyanju said, Chidi, is that there's nothing that suggests that Peter Obi will score more than 3% of the total votes in the north.
I'm telling you,
hold on. What suggests to you that he will?
Yeah, of course. I am following events as it unfolds. I am seeing people coming in mass. Even the Northerners are coming in mass, and the Obi is not. Obi is not even going there. The people on their. I was watching yesterday. I saw Northern youth masses. I didn't see Obi there coming out to say, man, this thing. I mean, like coming out to say enough is enough, and the message they're passing across is very, very obvious. Obi don't need to go there. People are just tired. People are just tired. And let me tell you, those who are contending, who are coming out now, the thing is that when you look at them, who are they? These are recycled.
You say people are tired, but some people will suggest that people are tired, but a lot of the electorates, especially in the north and even significantly in the south, they are looking from the change. They are looking for that change from within the known parties. So they are looking for a change of direction. They are looking to use the pressure of their agitations, of their outcries, to effect change within the known parties rather than pivoting to an unknown quantity.
See, that you see, sometimes, that's why I said, sometimes we don't have to, it's not everything that will play politics. With what is happening, did you listen to Governor Obasanjo's speech recently?
Yeah, we played it here yesterday.
Okay, so okay, what does that tell you? No, let us begin from there. What does that tell you? See,
Yes,
let me
it tells us that Peter Obi is popular in the South, and Southeast.
it's not even about Peter Obi. He's tell you that he even said it. He even said it, a whole PDP. A whole PDP. What does that tell you? It tells you that people are tired of hearing PDP 8. And by the way, there's nothing different about PDP and APC. These are just, migrating from one point to another. So people they just need something new. And the reason why it looks like Obi is kind of attracting sympathy to this man, to this downtrodden. This is a man who is going about. And with what Obi is doing now, Obi has successfully exposed these people. The things you don't even know about governor, this man has come out boldly, confidently, without fear of perilous critics. And he's saying this is the way things are. And this is exactly what Nigeria, because Nigerians, if you want to get Nigeria, tell them what they need to know. Tell them. And this man has gone out of his way to begin to make some, confessional statement. And he's not even exempting himself, but he's just telling you, I have a track record, and you can check. And let me tell you, I know it's not going to be easy. The kingdom of darkness is in disarray, and they are converging, coming up with all manner of, like tricks and, and even the likes of Deji could be, could be brought over to come and, because I don't understand. You are there. Something you've not even seen before. Some people were agitating for revolution. Revolution comes in different dimensions. This is the biggest revolution. Revolution, for instance, now, even, who is it? What is his name again? Sorry. When I was I was privileged to I was once a NANS cadre. I was once former mobilization officer, Zone D, all the Southwest and within the Nigeria. When I was doing my NANS politics, I met Showore in struggle. And that is why sometimes when they come, and like somebody like, what's his name? The deputy governor of Edo State, Philip Schwab. When we were doing NAS, these are the people that came. They came. I was a senator representing Lagos State University. They came. They lobby. One met on ground. One did politics. So when I see them doing all this, somebody like Ayo Adewale, I met all of them. Radical brother of UR. Some of them are big. Daniel Onje of Benue State University also. I met people like Obesere. I met the first NANS president. I met what is called Moses Osagede.
All right, back to Deji Adeyanju. Yeah.
So yes. So the reason why I'm telling you now, you are telling me about Deji. Who is even Deji? So sometimes they say because you look at the nation, you see the word nation, and you think everything is politics. You come, you project all kind of trajectory. People are dying. The country is very sick. This is not even the time to play tribal politics. The reason why it looks as if these other persons who are coming, people are just saying, okay, where are we? Some people will come and tell you structure. Which structure are we talking about? You are saying structure. Are you not looking at the Nigerians? You see, let me tell you what is happening now. Because, okay, coming to what you said, Deji said, how can he substantiate that? How can he?
The historical antecedents and known voting patterns is projecting unknown voting patterns because the voting patterns in Nigeria are known.
So I don't want to. See, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe for the first time, I don't want to go by that statistic. I don't want to go by voting pattern this time around because now I am seeing what I have not seen. And I am telling you, like I've been watching. Are you seeing
what you are not seeing, or you are seeing what you are looking for?
No. I am seeing what I have not seen before this time around. I watch TVs. I watch people, come to make postulation, and I'm seeing. And it's unfortunate that some of them are still living I mean, like he's gonna be.
They are still living in reality.
Yes, in the past.
They are living in reality. You mean?
You understand? So the thing is that, so if you are coming now and say you will come and just go in the television and start making, you want to, because they call you political analyst and all that, and start making projection using old statistics. Yes, fine. You can draw measures. You can look, in retrospect, look at what has happened and try to make. But honestly, most of political calculators this time around are going to get it wrong. And I look at them and say, "Come, don't you guys see what is going on?" And you still come and say, no. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves the truth. The only thing that is common in life is change, and it's only that change that cannot change. Sometimes we have to be dynamic. We don't have to be static, and that is what people fail to realize. There's not anything that has beginning must definitely has an end. People are tired. We are not better off. We are not better off today. It has gotten to a point that people are beginning to ask questions. Nigerians were most likely behaving as people who are hypnotized. In the face of rascality.
Hold on, because you are somewhat sermonizing there. What's going to happen in Sokoto, in Zamfara, Kebbi, Katsina, Jigawa, Yobe, Borno, Gombe, Adamawa, Bauchi, Kaduna, Kebbi, Niger State, Nasarawa, all those places? Are they voting Peter Obi?
Okay, let me just tell you. So, like I said earlier, Abinisho. So I may not, because it is still morning. It is too early to call, because I know every day.
But those are the spaces. Sorry to keep. It's just so many people waiting. So I want to know where you are coming from. That's the space that Deji Adeyanju is speaking to when he's saying 3%. So I don't see any noise of obedience coming from Sokoto State or Zamfara State or Katsina or Jigawa or Yobe or Borno.
So let me not say. Let me react. Fine. Number one.
I hear it in Imo. I hear it in Enugu, but I'm not hearing it in Borno. And the Borno voter is a voter too.
So when it comes to the northern axis, a lot of things, and don't forget again, Labour Party is virtually, this is a party, maybe, because of what is happening now, I'm going to just say, I am impressed with what is going on, but it is too early to call. But I do know that as the days unfold, there are always new developments. I will rather, I'm not going to totally predict what is going to exactly happen in the north.
Hold on. It's politics. It's 7-8 months away. So what's going to make the voter in Borno, Yobe vote for Peter Obi? Sokoto, tell me. What is going to make the voter in Zamfara vote for Peter Obi in Kebbi?
So the thing is, and that is why I was a little bit disenchanted when is it Doyino Cooper, the one that Doyino Cooper, right? The one that submitted his name as the Peter B separate. So I don't know, because I was also saying, because I've known him. Even I can put him as one of some of the, as an old face. Would just want something entirely fresh. So, but I don't know what is going to happen. Me, I would be looking at a merger between LP and some other, just let there be a coalition of some of these mushroom parties or whatever you want to call them. If that merger can come from Kwankwaso NNP party, the deal is sealed and done. But right now, I don't know what is going on. And of course, Obi, a Labour Party cannot function in isolation. With what is going on now, they need the support of virtually everyone. But what I'm telling you now, the trajectory is changing. Now, beyond political calculation, people are coming out. Obi is literally not even spending much. People are just, organizing support in terms of resources and what have you, and they're supporting him. I said I was seeing something, people converging, the Northerners. It has not happened before.
No,
So
don't worry
I would
about
like.
all that. The reality of it. You have to come on board with the reality of it, because I gave you a whole stream of states within Nigeria now, and I think even you, an obedient, hardened supporter of Peter Obi, you cannot, in all conscience, tell me that the people in Borno, they are saying Obi or Sokoto or Kebbi or Yobe or Gombe. You know.
So now let me ask you.
Katsina.
Okay, let me ask you.
Who is talking about Peter Obi in Katsina?
No. Okay, let me ask you. Those states they are calling now. Those states you're calling now, are they the deciding factors?
No, they are part of the Nigerian space, though.
Yeah,
so
of course.
you are telling us that it's sweeping through Nigeria, but there's no suggestion that it's sweeping anywhere in the north, which is what Deji Adeyanju is saying.
Okay, Obi, even if Obi is going to win, it's not everybody's going. It's not every Nigerian that will vote to Obi. Of course, the vote has to be split.
They have to win a majority vote. So if we are, you know.
Yes, of course.
It's a southern phenomenon. That's what it is, a southern phenomenon.
Okay, so let me just tell you this. Everything, I'm not worried about what is going to happen in the south, even southwest, southwest and southeast, southwest, south and southeast. I'm not worried about whether it's going to work in favor of Obi. But in the northern part, that is why I'm saying
sorry, why are you adding the southwest in that list?
Yes, of course I am, because I know I have seen it. A lot of people from the southwest are now chanting a different song. If you don't know, go make your research very well. If you don't know,
what song are they chanting?
Of course,
the southwest is Yoruba land. So what song are you saying?
No, I am not something tribal. I am being nationalistic.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm asking you what.
So why are you saying southwest?
No, for the purposes of people to understand where the southwest is. The southwest is you said the southwest now. That's Yoruba.
Yes, of course, southwest.
So what song are they chanting?
Yeah, a lot of them need change. A lot of them need change. A lot of them want to depart from the old order to the new order.
Right.
I can tell you that. For free. So and that is why I try not to be tribalistic about it. Of course,
nobody is being tribalistic.
I don't want to be driven with emotion, but I do know. I lived all my life in Lagos. I know Yoruba. I understand Yoruba, and I know I've been discussing with them. I even have a forum where I interact with them. A lot of them, I say, man, we are tired. So that is why I'm telling you, there's going to be a paradigm shift. There's going to be a change in status quo. This you're going to see it from a different dimension. It's a wave. It's a wave blowing. So I don't want people like all these people sitting and constructing themselves as
but I was asking you what change you are saying the Yoruba space is going to pivot to. Where are you saying they are changing to, the Yoruba space?
And you remember when I started talking, I laid the foundation. I said hunger does not know whether you come from Yoruba, whether you be Igbo, whether people are hungry.
We know all that now.
That is weird. So if you know that,
what change? Where are they changing to? Where are you pointing their votes? The Yoruba space. Where are you pointing it?
I will not entirely tell you that the Yorubas are going to be voting for Obi.
Right.
But I can tell you
why not? Why would you not tell me that?
Because some people, some chunk number of them are still being tribalistic.
Right. What percentage would you anticipate are still being tribalistic, as you put it?
Well, I can still tell you maybe like up to 70%. Right. Or maybe 65%.
So 70% of Yoruba land will vote for Peter Tinubu, who will be their son. So hold on. Where is Peter Obi's votes coming from?
In the
course of this conversation, we've discounted the north, we've discounted the southwest. So where is Peter Obi's votes coming from?
Well, okay. Well, let me tell you. So what I'm telling you is with right now, Yoruba, some of them are singing a different. And you remember I was telling you, it's too early to call. Meaning that every day, like today, as I speak to you now, there you will see something new. If you go across all social media, you will see something new. People are, that's why I'm saying it's too early. Before we get to that time that we're going to vote, you're going to see something tremendous. What we are discussing now is not what we're going to be. The topic is definitely going to change. But with what I know today, based on what I know today, what I can see audibly and visibly, some Yorubas are tired with the current status quo. And they are saying
Yorubas are now, most Yorubas are, most Nigerians are. But yes. I've already asked you, and you answered honestly, I have to say, because like you said, 70%, and I think 70% is probably even too low. They are not going to be voting for Peter Obi, according to you, in Yoruba land. And the North, we've already discussed that. So the Peter Obi vote now is narrowing to his base.
No. You're
Can I chip in, one man?
Go on.
You are lumping the Yoruba vote as a block vote. I have told you this before. I don't want to come here and be arguing for Peter Obi. I'm just trying to argue analytically now.
Right.
On the last election, the Southwest, the PDP and APC in the Southwest were almost 45-55%. It was a little margin that the APC won the PDP.
Who were the contestants in that election?
Oh, you of course know the contestants now.
Right, so there it is.
Yes, good. So now there is a new wave, and I don't think you are also degrading the Yoruba voters by saying that they will vote in block. The Southwest.
I didn't say they will vote in block.
No, when you say 70%, 80%,
I didn't say that.
80%, 90% is already a block vote.
Hold on, don't attribute to me.
80%, 90% is already a block vote. We are talking about the most educated part of Nigeria, and you are thinking that they don't reason enough to see the difference between Tinubu, Atiku, and the Peter Obi. I think you are underestimating the Southwest.
I don't think I'm underestimating anybody, but okay. I think you are trying to attribute to them what they have the competence to own themselves. If Tinubu, he has a history of performance, they will put that into consideration, and his history of performance is stronger than Peter Obi's. They will put that into consideration.
No. I have a rebuttal.
I don't want to take the floor from the young man speaking. I just wanted to let you know.
Please, I have a rebuttal. It depends on how long you want me to express. I can dynamically dislodge some of this postulation. All right. Tinubu, okay, let me shock you. Tinubu is somebody I've worked for.
Okay.
I can tell you that for free. Yes.
Does Tinubu know that you worked for him? Does he know?
I am telling you, during my student activism, I go to Bodilon with Comrade Ayo Aduele. I see him one-on-one, and I don't want to be too emotional. But some of the things you are saying, even what I said before, maybe you are not following what I'm saying. I do know Yorubas. I have worked with them, and I'm telling you before. If it's in the past, you can be talking about that block vote. But I'm telling you that the narrative, and I'm trying to tell you that it is too early to call, that the narrative is changing. With what I know today, if it's 100% before, it has narrowed down to 70.
You are. I hope you are not making the leap that people are like in the Southwest that they would rate Peter Obi in the way that you imagine he rates. People might not rate him in the way that you imagine he rates. So they are going to rate him. Are they not going to rate him to follow?
So you see, when we talk about Tinubu and people are talking about the things he did, honestly, I look and I laugh. This thing is the more you look, the less you see.
All right.
Honestly, Tinubu did not do nothing. I can tell you that.
Okay.
And I know the system. I know everybody. It's unfortunate. People like to look things from the surface. They don't know what is beneath. But that one is entirely a matter of a separate discussion. I don't think I have the time to begin to dissect that. But honestly, it is not how you guys are projecting it. He did this, he did that. Did what? What are we even talking about? Do you know how much the Lagos State generates? Do you know if they put you as a Lagos State administrator, you can even perform better? Forget it. People, I don't know. People, and again, you have to understand how these things work before you make a good analysis. Because people are too far away and they look at it and they think that's the way it is. No. How much did Tinubu have? We knew Tinubu's story. We knew when he came back, he was a part of Afenifere, the Anthony Nahoro and all that. I knew, even Tinubu in the campaign, first election, I was in the campaign trail. We run around the Lagos and we mobilize people, youth, students, and we work for him. So I understood that. At the end of the day, what happened? So forget it. It's not. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing it the way you are. Are you there? Can you hear me? Hello?
One man, I think one man is around, is listening. He's just went to get something.
So I mean, it's not what they think. It's not. I can tell you that for free. And what I'm saying.
Let me tell you one more thing. The people who are one of the most smartest people are the Yoruba people. Don't underestimate them. Remember that when they did the NSAS, they discovered what's it called? These foods that were meant for the people in almost all the states. They went to the Oba's palace and destroyed it. Yoruba people did that, not outsiders. So they know when their leaders are corrupt in all the 6 southwestern states. They know. They have this in their mind. They have not forgotten. So before you make mention of APC to Yoruba people, think twice. They knew Tinubu owned some of those properties they went to destroy. Even in TVC, those were not Igbo people. They beat a lot of people, a lot of police people in the street. They wanted freedom from this APC government. Don't forget that. That's just what I want to chip in.
All right, brilliant.
And the truth is not far from what you just said. And I'm not even trying to underrate anybody. And I understood. Yes, I even this concluded the election. Now I was watching and I saw Ekiti State. They produce the highest number of professors in Nigeria, and then for them to reduce themselves. Let me tell you, in this election, my fear is not even on that trajectory, because anything I tell you now. And that is what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to make political analysis that at the end of the day that will be wrong and it will backfire. Because I know as they unfold, you will see different things. You're going to be hearing different things and you're going to be shocked. So I don't want to be spontaneous. I don't want to be fortuitously making postulations that are going to be unfounded. So let me maintain. You understand? Let me remain a closed-mouthed now. But the things I know, I can say and I can defend is what I can tell you right now. So it's too early to call. You're gonna be seeing a lot of changes. We've never had it like this before, and people are impressed, and people are happy with the trajectory. And maybe let me leave you with this. You should understand that people know. People who are comfortable with the current status quo are people who are in one way or the other enjoying it. It's not that they don't know that the system is decaying. And it is not as if they don't know that this thing has gone too far away. But honestly, it's a matter of using divide and rule system. And that is why when people like Deji that you are saying, who have followed for a very, very long time, and I know these are mere distraction. Is it not the same, Deji?
All right.
I said the other day that Obi, Governor Obi, I was reading on Twitter when he was saying, I was reading, when he said Obi was offering him money. Totally unfounded. You just come and make something.
How do you know it's unfounded?
Okay, what is the evidence? Where is the evidence?
But where's the evidence that he did not? Why would you say it's unfounded? Do you
So
know to
I'm
the
saying unfounded because
hold on. Do you know factually to the
Deji has
contrary?
refuted it. Deji has refuted
No, he did
it.
not refute it. He took
No,
down
he
the tweet.
refuted it.
He did not.
I saw
He
it.
did not. We discussed it here. He did not. He took down the tweet.
I will pull it up. I will pull it up where he refuted it. I will show you.
All right, Comrade Chidi, I have to move on from you for reasons of time. Let me go on from you, Comrade Chidi, to Joel of Nashville. So Joel, are you there? Okay, so that's just Joel. Always a delight, always impassioned anytime we go to the Peter Obi space, and no different now from the tone of Chidi. But we're still with Peter Obi, Joel. But I want to take you to another slant on the Peter Obi narrative. So I made sure to share the link when I read it out. WIKE in closed-door meetings with Peter Obi as defection rumors swirl. So, I mean, there's absolutely no reason. This was on Wednesday. So there's which is that even today. So there's absolutely no reason why Peter Obi will be beating Yemsen WIKE other than to discuss Peter Obi's presidential ambitions and WIKE's next move. So does this come as a surprise to you? And what are you anticipating they were talking about in that closed-door meeting? Joel?
Okay, sometimes I like to put some historical perspective to whatever I'm going to say. So for some of you that are not from the Southeast region, so you have a better understanding of what is going on. During the time of Orderly, if you guys you can remember, he spent all the money he spent doing campaigning in the north. Those days he used to give like 250 million to an emir, 500 million depending on your class, of the kind of emir you are. And every first class king, be it Oba of be it the Oyo guy, the Oyo monarch, be it this young guy is those days. He went to Oni, thank you. Lagos, he bought everybody. Now, it is instructive to know that when Peter Orderly was now going for the screening purpose and the screening exercise, as he was outside, they blocked him and told him that he cannot come in, and the screening is going on. There's an order from above that said that he should not come in for the screening, and that was how Orderly was taken out of that contest. He was from River State. If we can go a little bit back to Amechi did the same thing. Amechi made sure that he sponsored Buhari. At least he got a ministerial position. But when it mattered most, when everybody in the South in Lagos were saying that Buhari has anointed Amechi, what happened? They pushed Amechi out. The same thing happened to WIKE. And in all of this, you see, it used to be Eastern region. When they wanted to create the state, right? They started, cutting off certain parts of the Southeast, right? And giving it to the South. Why did they do that? They did that to create a division. And Okowa is an Igbo man. So there's no way Asaba and all those other places, some part of the Middle Belt, should be in the South. It should be part of Southeast. But the thing there is that they also use those people to create this division and create this thing that, you can now speak and say, I'm not an Igbo man. You see, Amechi said today he's an Igbo man, the other day he said, they create all those divisions. Why did they do that? They did that because of election time. But from time, it has shown us that they only use certain people to get to where they want to. Then they push them out. Coming back to the question you asked. So just a brief of history. Coming back to the question you asked. WIKE yes, in the past insulted Peter Obi when he went to Anambra State to campaign. But you see, there's a thing we say in my place that even when which means that the anger of your sibling, does not get to your bone. So your sibling does something to you, you'll be like, oh, you're mad. You'll be like, okay, well, he's still my sibling. What can I do? Right? So if Peter Obi and WIKE is meeting, I believe it is a plus for both of them. They have to start uniting those fronts.
So what outcomes will be that plus? What outcomes of this meeting will be a plus for WIKE, and what outcome will be a plus for Obi? Because they are talking at the heart, in the heart of an election space now. So what would be an outcome for them individually?
Okay, now we are just, nobody was in the meeting, so we don't know what they were discussing. However, let's assume that that they decided to work together. What would be the plus for both sides? The plus for both sides would be this. From Peter Obi's angle, it means that the South side is covered. I can tell you, you have Pat Utomi from Akwa Ibom, I believe, right? And the Akwa Ibom axis and the Cross River axis identify more with the Southeast than other parts of the South, including Ikwere. So what I'm telling you is that Akwa Ibom and Cross River, and Peter Obi's wife is from Cross River, I believe. So those axes is covered. If WIKE comes into the block, it means that Peter Obi will win at least 5 out of 6 states in the South. So that is huge. Now, I don't like the money politics. However, even if WIKE on his own side, WIKE can get any ministerial position that he wants. He can even decide to be a kingmaker. But at the same time, he knows that his political future is not dead. Because with PDP, there was no way they could pull that through. Okowa and Edo State Governor were working against WIKE. Yes, they had problem in the past. So if they were enemies ab initio, and you make one of them the vice president in a competition that WIKE is involved in, that is a recipe for disaster. It is better. It would have been smarter of Atiku to pick someone like an Iron. If he had picked Iron, for instance, then the WIKE side knows that, oh, okay, he did not pick me, he did not pick my enemy. The Okowa and what's his name? The Edo State Governor also knows that, okay, he did not pick me, but he did not pick someone that we feel that is oppressing us in the party. So there would have been a balance. There would have still been unity and also for someone like Pius Ayim, he is like from the Southeast, and the Southeast has always voted PDP. So that is where the problem is for PDP. So with these permutations, I do not think Atiku will make inroad. If they come together, WIKE and Peter Obi comes together, I do not see Atiku winning any state in the South, West, and Southeast. Now, I want to take you a little bit. I will just make it just 1 minute.
Yeah.
We were talking about Lagos State. Now, I don't know if any of you saw an interview done by one of the candidates or one of the chieftains in a Lagos State. He was explaining to everybody. I don't know if anybody watched that interview, please, you can chip in too. He was explaining the costs that was used to build the blue and red line. And when he made the comparison with what they were doing in Ethiopia, I went and I Googled it. And this is what I found out. I found out that the claim that he was making was true. They awarded that contract for the blue line. It was meant to start from Okoko down to CNS, right? And that contract was awarded for, I think, if my numbers does not, I think $2.5 billion. And this place we're talking about is about, I think, less than 200 kilometers. Now, it was still done. You guys can go and Google. You can still go. It was still done by the same company, the CCC Engineering and Company of China. Then, in Ethiopia, this same company Ethiopia had a narrow gauge, right? Because Ethiopia does not have a port. So they use the port in Djibouti. But in order for their goods to get to Djibouti, they need a rail line to get it to Djibouti. And remember, this rail line is carrying goods and, of course, human beings, passengers. Now they are building a 702 kilometers. 702 kilometers. Pay attention to the numbers. For $4.2 billion. In the website of this same company, they stated all the companies, all the places that they had, like offshore jobs. The same company
are you taking into cognizance the difference in topography?
It doesn't matter, and the difference is not so clear. This is, allow me to land. Let me finish this one.
Ethiopia is an arid space, and Lagos is a swamp.
Okay, why is it on there? Why is it that
topography is different?
So why is it on their own website? We know how Contra works. Let's not act like we don't know what Contra. You are Yoruba man, right? And we say that the Yorubas are enlightened, right? Act like one. Let's act like one. Okay.
Let's both.
Okay. So 702 kilometers.
Right.
Was done for 4.2 billion.
Right.
On the website of BCCG, it was stated that this way we are talking about in Lagos is being done, or the contract was signed for $181 million. Given a space of over 1 point something billion difference. What kind of topography are you talking about?
Okay, I don't know your source, but
so I'm going to Is there any way I can send you videos? Because some of these things I can send it to you. When I see it, I send it to you. Is there any way I can be sending you videos? Because it will help us.
My Instagram is there. Everybody sends me stuff on Instagram. You can.
What is your Instagram?
No, I'll just pop it on the screen for your benefit and the benefit of others. So,
okay, so that's the thing. Now the Yorubas do not underestimate the sophistication of the Yorubas. Tinubu is not going to win a block vote in Yoruba land. They know that he is corrupt. He has done good, but when you consider the amount of money coming into Lagos State, then
where are the Lagosians? Hold on. Where are they going to point their votes? Where are the Lagosians going to point their votes?
I mean, it's going to be shared, of course. It's going to be shared.
Yeah,
right?
Who's going to get the bulk of it? Who will get the bulk of it?
No, there won't be any bulk. That's my point. That's the point I was trying to make you. There's not going to be any bulk. It's going to be shared. That's my point.
Right.
Then whoever wins, whoever is going to win in Lagos State between Tinubu and Obi, it's not going to be more than 100,000.
Really?
It's going to be close. I'm just telling you how it is. Now, this thing is no more on social media.
Sorry, what's led you to that thought?
What led me to that thought? Because right now, the group I joined to, if you don't mind, POSN.ng, we have like a group of over, like say, 14,000 to 15,000 people, right? And what we're just doing is trying to, on our own side, on our own block, we have everybody. We are going to the streets. We see people. We talk to real people. We ask them what their questions are. We ask them what the problems are. People are seeing it. We are selling it. In fact, most of the people doing all the online jobs are mostly the Yorubas.
So sorry, this organization you said you belong to, what is their purpose? What is it for?
The purpose is to make sure that we create a change. We have
sorry. Give us the name of the organization again.
It is POSS.ng. That's
so
the website.
The PO will be Peter Obi. So what's the SN?
Support network, I believe.
All right. So okay. You are a Peter Obi group going to speak to people, and they are surprised that they say, "Okay, we will join you."
And not that I'm surprised they say they join me. They are also working. They are the ones. They are part of the over 30,000 volunteers going out to go in there and talk to people. Peter Obi is already known in the north, but
in the north,
yes, Peter Obi. Oh yeah, Peter Obi is not in the north. If you don't know this,
just hold on, steady down. So what do you mean Peter Obi is known in the north? Because I just had that conversation with Chidi. And we went through and concluded that he is not. So why are you still insistent that he is?
Okay, Peter Obi, right? If you had listened to the interview granted by Babangida Aliyu, right, and just yesterday, where he was talking about Peter Obi, right? What did he say about him?
Right? He said this time is not now. He said he should wait till 2031.
What is the first thing that he said about him? He said, "My friend," and what a decent man.
Yes.
Right. He used those words. Right. Now they know him. First and foremost, he was the vice presidential candidate.
Hold on. Can you hold on? You can't say things like that. Babangida Aliyu was the chairman of the Governors Forum during the time that Peter Obi was a governor. So they started meetings endlessly. So why would they not know him? He knows him. They have a personal interaction.
No, the reason why I brought up the Babangida Aliyu interview was just to tell you how deep Peter Obi has been, even in the PDP. He was the vice presidential candidate of PDP in the last election. Do not forget that. And he was with Atiku. So you cannot say that when they were in the north, they were just talking about Atiku. No. Even in the north, you are trying to woo the Christians in the north. So you're going to talk about Obi as well. There was a protest
yesterday. Sorry, you can't say that, Joel, because when Buhari was campaigning in 2014, not a single person knew who Yemi Osinbajo was, and they traveled the whole country. It was only in the course of his performance as vice president that he established
that was for you. That was for you. What I'm just saying is this, right? They might not know Yemi Osinbajo
in 2014.
No. Even in 2014, that's what I'm saying. But now you cannot tell me that in the north right now that you do not know who Yemi Osinbajo is.
Even you do now. So they don't know. They don't know Peter Obi in the north.
No. They knew he was on the ticket. They have seen.
No, they don't. They knew Atiku was running. They didn't really care to. That's the point I'm making with the Yemi Osinbajo case. They didn't really care to pay attention. Yeah.
See, there is no way you're going to sell someone, if you're trying to get votes. You cannot just go and say you go to North and you're talking about Atiku. No. Like I told some of you, everybody in the north, can I finish? Anybody in the north are not Muslims. Okay? There are Christians. There are also a huge population of Christians. Yes, the Muslim might be more, but there's a huge population of Christians. So you also have to woo them. Now, if someone is on the ticket, people know him. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. They don't. Is what I'm saying to you. Now he has to. This is the point. At least they have had the name Peter Obi. Now, what Peter Obi has to do right now is now to go and talk to them directly. But we have started the groundwork already.
Who will introduce him? Who will introduce him to the North?
Who will introduce him? Oh, the process is on. Come on, the process is on. It's not done.
Kwakwanso has already rejected him, so who will it turn to?
If Kwakwanso right now, Kwakwanso, right? There could be other options.
Like what?
But the only thing there is that the person on the ticket, remember, the person on the ticket is the most popular. That is the person they're pushing. The person that is supporting is someone that probably we are just saying, okay, give us this, or can even make inroads, or can even speak to the people. Now, the difference between this election and the last election is there's something different happening. Nigerians are tired. You and I living in abroad, we are even tired of sending money. We think that the money we are sending is even big. Now we cannot even build like houses the way we want to build. Everything is expensive. You call any person in Nigeria, your cousin, your brother, they are asking you for money. It is not because they want to beg. It is because they are hungry. So people are tired. Hunger, like the previous speaker said, don't know your color, does not know your tribe. People that are going to school now that are home, nobody knows where. They don't know where the school will start again. They do not say Hausa, go to school. They do not say Yoruba, stay at home. They did not say Igbo, go here. They did not say Ijo, do this. They're all at home. So we all suffer.
Let me hold you in that space for a moment, Joel. So that's people are tired space and people are fed up. So people are tired and people are fed up and people are looking for a change. But what does that mean to you? So people are tired, people are fed up, and people are looking for a change. How do you understand that? How are you digesting that?
It's a pathetic situation.
Right.
But in Nigeria today, we have such situation.
Let me expand on what I'm saying, because it's a bit ambiguous what I said, so you may not. People are tired, people are fed up, people are looking for change. We all agree on that. But people might not necessarily be looking for that change in the direction of a third element or even Peter Obi. They might be looking, and almost certainly will be looking, for a redirection of the political sway in Nigeria, which is to say the people that hold the political space traditionally, a repointing of their focus. So not necessarily pivoting to Peter Obi. So they are wanting the people that hold sway, which is essentially PDP, APC, to repoint in the way they are propelling the country. And they're not really looking for a novice to come and...
No. You see, when the process is wrong, when the process, sometimes, you see, we Nigerians, most times, we just talk about, we only react to trends, right? Oh, Osinachi is dead. Oh, we trend it. The following week, we move on to the next topic. Right? So that's what we do. But if we have worked on taming the tide of domestic violence, maybe Osinachi would have been alive. But nobody wants to go through that because it is a process. So the process really matters. How did Tinubu come in? I told you the other day he came back to Lagos State. You could see the extravagance. Do you think that is going to stop? No. It's not going to stop. In PDP, you saw how much that was expended. In the delegate, it's all out there. Are you going to say that you did not see that? We all saw it. What do you think is going to happen? Those monies were donated by people, and at the end of the day, it will come back to you. I remember there was a time they were saying that if you bought a PDP form for 100, it means that you're going to get 600 million because they're going to give you a contract that is worth about 600 million. I don't know how true that is, but for the fact that you bought that ticket, I believe there's a reward. You must get that money back one way or the other. So that is how the Nigerian system has always worked. I told you guys one time when Mbadinuju was the governor, why did Mbadinuju and Emekofo why did they have problem? In fact, I witnessed it with my eye. I went home to see. I don't know what we went home to do, and all I saw was the governor's convoy, Emekofo's convoy. The governor's convoy had to go back. They were terrorizing Mbadenuju in the state. And at the end of the day, what was the problem? Because I put you there. You must give me at least 80% of the resources. It happened to Mbadenuju. Probably you guys didn't know what the problem Anabrans were facing. We were tired. Then it happened to Ngige. The same thing with Ngige. What happened to Ngige? They even came and burned down the government house. Krisuba. Burned down the government house, burned down Anambra State broadcasting station, and he was not arrested. And kidnapped a governor. That was under Obasanjo. Kidnapped a governor. If you go and listen to Peter Obi, he said that when they made him the governor because he went to the Supreme Court, when he was the governor, when they called him to come there, he asked. They swore him in a little room. He now asked, where is the government house? They said there's no government house. He had no government house. He has to start to build the government house from the scratch. That is the point I'm trying to make you understand. When the people are fed up, they will revolt. And with what we are seeing in the street today, it is not just in the east, in Abuja, in Kaduna, people that cannot travel from Kaduna to Abuja. All these things people know. We cannot continue with APC. We cannot continue with PDP. Peter Obi
all right. On that security space that people cannot travel to Kaduna to Abuja. Even today, I think Buhari held a meeting insisting that the train victims must be rescued. So the security situation. What convinces people that Peter Obi would be the panacea to the security situation in Nigeria?
I think that the problem we have in Nigeria as regards to insecurity is sincerity. You see, when Goodluck was there, or let me just even take it back to Yar'Adua. During Yar'Adua, we found out how he systematically stopped what is going on in the Niger Delta, and even the issue of the Boko Haram was, reduced to some certain level. Then came in Jonathan. We saw how Jonathan did his. We also can remember, let's not forget, one of the reasons why Jonathan did not fight Boko Haram effectively, if you could remember, was that President Buhari, that was our president, once said that Jonathan was trying to decimate the population of the North by trying to eradicate the Boko Haramians. So he made all these claims. So Jonathan had his own, even with the issue of Obama. And that is the reason why today I did not see Obama as my leader. Because the role he played in bringing Buhari in. Let's not forget, history will tell us that at a time, Obama invited 19 other governors to Washington. None from the South. That was when the power play. And you also know how the side of Nigerian works. Whenever they have someone from the West, holding on to one of their own. You know what the mentality is. So we knew the role Obama played in refusing to send weapons to Nigeria on the basis of human rights violations sold by the APC. So this thing has been going on. So the security situation in Nigeria, we have to fight it with purpose. We have to fight it with sincerity. If someone that is the reason why I did not even like the candidacy of Atiku. Let us get someone in there. Let us change the security apparatus. Let us change the personnel. Who are those?
Right, but there's no.
Who are those leaking information to the Boko Haram?
We know the problems, but the query is if Peter Obi is the solution. But Joel, for reasons of time, let me go on to CJ. Very impassioned presentation from you as always. All your fan clubs, you have a growing and expanding fan club on this platform, led especially by George Blueshell, who always delights anytime you come up to speak. So George always that was in his he's always applauding you anyway. So there it is. So that's he's anytime you turn up, he's always delighted. So thank you for
Thank you, George.
So let me go from you, Joel, to CJ, who seems to be a new voice in the space as well. So CJ, we have you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm actually
Brilliant.
new on this space. Woman, you've been doing a great job. So,
Thank you. So to the conversation, what is your take? Peter Obi, of course, he doesn't want to leave the headlines. We try to avoid him, but we are not succeeding at the moment. So now, Deji Adeyanju kicked it off again. He seems to be gunning for Peter Obi, especially suggesting that Peter Obi would not score anything more than 3% in the north. And when he broke down the permutations to arrive at that thought, there seems to be some logic to it. So, Peter Obi, now that wind of this obedience, are they aware of it in Borno, in Sokoto, in Kebbi, Katsina, etc.? This is what it's saying. Your thoughts, CJ?
yeah, so Nigerian politics is, you can't rule out the fact that ethnicity plays a great role when it comes to politics in Nigeria. You can't. It's impossible to rule out the fact. The number one question we have to ask ourselves is, do Nigerians understand what the dividend of democracy is all about? Nigerians don't. A lot of Nigerians don't understand what democracy is all about. All they understand is every 4 years, go to the polling unit and sell your vote. Make the money to feed, to get the next meal the next day. I've been a PO in River State, Ogoni land, inside the creek before. So I understand how the local voting happens. So when you tell me, when I'm an Igbo man, and I have to be real, when someone tells me that the obedience wave is making rounds in the north, I don't think so. If Obi wants to win the north, he has to have foot soldiers in the villages, inside the corners, villages, not in the cities. They don't have to protest in the cities. They have to go to the villages. That is where you need people who don't even understand what democracy is all about. People who don't even understand the dividend of democracy. People who only understand how they are going to go to the farm, get their next meal. That's it. They don't even care if they have electricity. They don't even know that they need to have power supply because they've never had it before. So that is how Peter Obi can win the North, if he actually wants to. But if they're making it, if it's going to be this wave of people going to the cities protesting, it's a lie. He's not going to win the North. I want in a sane society, in a country where people understand what democracy is all about, in a country where people understand what the quality of good leadership is all about, Obi should be the best candidate.
CJ, Deji Adeyanju rates the success of Peter Obi in the north as low as no more than 3%. Do you think it's a bit unkind? That statement.
It's not unkind. That's the reality. Peter Obi can't win the north without having foot soldiers in the villages in the north. You can't win. Where does the voting and the manipulation happen? I've been a polling officer in Ogoni, inside the creek. I saw what happened. That's where the main thing happens, not even in the city. If you want to win an election in Nigeria, go into the rural areas. That's where your campaign should start. And then come into the city. That's the only way you can win an election in Nigeria. Secondly, just come to think about it, even in the Southwest, let's be frank for God's sake. Are you going to say that tribal or ethnicity doesn't play a great role in the way people vote? The other day when the Igbos went to do their PVC registration, some thugs came to fight them. What do you think those thugs were fighting them for, if not for ethnic bias? So we need for people to change, for Peter Obi to win in Nigeria. We need to ask ourselves, are the people of Nigeria ready for this change? Are the people of Nigeria, do they understand what the dividend of democracy is? Do they understand who their oppressors are? You know, these are the questions we should ask ourselves. See what happened in Ekiti. The same people will come and say, oh, bad governance, but they sold their votes. They still sold their votes. No matter, forget all these people that are coming, I'm obedient, a lot of them are going to sell their votes. A lot of them. So the thing is, we need a total reorientation of Nigerians. Nigerians need to understand what democracy is all about, the dividend, what they are lacking, what they need to have. They don't need to settle for the less. In a sane society, what would someone like Tinubu be doing, for God's sake? Running for president. Why would even people in a sane society, why would people cheer for Tinubu? An old man, like super old, that can't even hold himself together? Someone who forgets his speech? Is that the same person who you want to be president? How is he going to be coherent enough to sit in Committee of Nations? And you still see people supporting him. Guys don't understand that people don't understand what democracy is all about. People don't understand what they are missing. So I think the wave of Obi can make an inroad, can win this election, one, through thorough campaign, total reorientation, right from the rural areas up into the city. That's the only way, and they have a short period of time to do it.
Yes, that's where I was taking you to. I was going to ask if with 8 months to run, 8 months to the election, do you think it's come a bit too late for the 2023 space?
It is too late. But there's for me, I think there's no harm in trying, right? If it's too late, but at the same time, if he can get the volunteers, they can just try it out, you know. Even if he doesn't win, at least he can actually shake the current status quo so that people would understand that Nigerians are beginning to understand what democracy is all about, what they are lacking, you understand? So, because Nigerians are used to settling for less.
All right, brilliant. So CJ, there was a meeting that took place today between Peter Obi and WIKE. WIKE, of course, you are aware of the treatment that he got in the PDP, and you are aware of the Peter Obi narrative. So speculate as to what they might have been discussing in that closed-door meeting, CJ.
Yeah, of course. If Onyesun WIKE can join Obi's camp, that would be great. That would be a great addition to Obi's camp. At least he's going to deliver. He's a strong. When you say strong man in Rivers State, like I told you, I was a PO in Rivers State. When you say strong man, it's not by strong because people love him in Rivers State. It's because he's able to buy people's votes. Because he has the Aye guys who are going to move with guns to make sure that things go their own way. So he has those, when they say political machineries, those are the political machineries they are talking about. He has those people who are going to make those moves for him, especially in the South. So, yes, if he has Peter Obi, he's going to be able to deliver some votes, a major bulk of votes in the South for Peter Obi. And again, if Peter Obi, people want to be sincere, they have to understand that the politics of Nigeria, based on the fact that people don't understand what dividend of democracy, people only understand both vote buying. I think they should play the game the same way the same people are playing it. If they want to win, they should contribute money on that day. If they see PDP and APC buying votes, they should pay and buy their own votes.
But do they have the funds? Is the thing. It was lack of money that chased Peter Obi out of PDP because he couldn't match the dollars that were in play.
Yeah, that's the reason why his support group need to raise funds for that. Like, we have to be real. Like,
you want GoFundMe? You want to use GoFundMe to go and the Gatlin Atiku?
Something like they need to start looking for funds, even outside Nigeria, inside, because that's the fact. Like, money plays a great role in Nigerian politics. So we can use the money if they can use the money to put Obi into the seat first, and then change the mindset of the people, let the people understand what the dividend of democracy is all about. Yeah, all right. But as it stands, no.
All right. No, round off your thoughts. Yeah, round off your thoughts. You were about to say.
So, but as it stands, Obi, I don't see Obi winning the election. If he's going to do it the way Obama did it now, it's not going to work in Nigeria.
All right, brilliant. Well put. So thank you. But make sure you join us again because you present so well. The space always delights in hearing somebody that presents well. CJ, let me take on some of the super chats that have been coming in before I go on to the next contributor. So this is Alexander Gomez, of course, who, as always, he communicates via super chat. He says, no doubting the fact that Obi is the Obama of the Nigerian youth. His brand is spreading like wildfire across the nation. Unfortunately, he won't win. So that is the thing. So pretty much what you said, CJ, encapsulated within that short super chat by Alexander Gomez. He says, no doubt in the fact that Obi is the Obama of the Nigerian youth. His brand is spreading like wildfire across the nation. Unfortunately, he will not win. So there it is right there. That is essentially the totality of it. Nobody of any thinking imagines that Peter Obi will win, but what we are all hopeful is that he puts up sufficient enough of a performance to give these people a good bloody nose, to punch them hard in the nose so they feel it. So that will be the result that people anticipate from Peter Obi. And a lot of people don't even want him to win because if he wins, he's going to get demythified. You know, if he wins, then suddenly he will fail very quickly, and then we are even more surrendered than we ever were before. But if he doesn't win but he gives them a big slap, then we can still ride off that. Still, Alexander Gomez with the super chat speaking to Chidi's contributions. He said, Comrade Chidi, I enjoyed your evaluation, thorough and well articulated. GCK. So GCK, of course, Alexander Gomez, every opportunity he likes to show off his Igbo language, he being by marriage part Igbo. Comrade Chidi, I enjoyed your evaluation, thorough and well articulated. GCK. I hope I pronounced that right. So thank you for that, Alexander Gomez. And then RB joins Alexander Gomez, this time to CJ. He says, CJ, thank you, CJ. It is an uphill battle. That is the reality. But I don't think reality has any space in the obedient movement. We saw it once upon a time when they were in the Ifulefu chanting space. Nobody wanted to listen to reality there, and nobody still wants to listen to reality now. Thank you, CJ. It is an uphill battle. That is the reality. So that is it. And Alexander Gomez, of course, as I was saying to you, CJ, people delight in hearing opinions well articulated. No more less a person than Alexander Gomez, who says, CJ, you are absolutely right, grassroots campaign. So thank you for the super chats, all the people who have done that. And we go on then from there, and we go to, let's go to X0. So X0, let's bring you in. So X0 then to this space, Peter Obi, of course, always in play. Deji Adeyanju's assessment, very easy to launch at Deji Adeyanju. Is Showore's boy? Is it not a looter? Is after money and other? So if we pack that to one side though and examine the substance of what he is saying, that the totality of the votes in the north, it will be a struggle for Peter Obi to get up to 3%. And what reason would he get? What reason would you expect him to get more than? There's absolutely no reason to imagine that would be different. And it says by counterweight Kwakwanso, if he gets 3% in Lagos State, in southern spaces rather, Lagos State and other southern spaces, that he will jump in the river. So the reality of it all, as opposed to the allure of the noise making and razzmatazz, X0.
No, Deji is still struggling to, how will I put it, to gain my conviction that he's totally aware of what is happening or how to analyze situations properly. This is the same guy that left PDP. He was in the bandwagon of corrupt politicians, because if you're not corrupt at that time when he was in PDP politics, you will not remain there. So he waited for his time to cash in. And
is that the same?
Obi left PDP as well now.
No, I'm coming to something. I'm coming to something very, very important here. Sorry. I don't know why my phone just rang. So, as I was saying, this was a guy who has been in PDP before. So he was in that party during the corrupt era of the the past. He wasn't able to cash in as a youth leader, so he broke out. Now, like I said before, but now you're advising me not to see the messenger but take the message. Well,
you can approach it however you like, but it's just so easy to be saying is this, that, and the other.
Yeah, the fact that he's still talking about Obi when his principal is Shore tells you a lot. It tells you a lot about the person he's attacking, because he has a principal. His principal is Shore. Show us what Shore is. I love Shore too. I'm one of Shore's men here in Europe, but you see, I don't want Shore to be lost in, like I put it before, fighting the gate man, Aluta and the gate. While the party is going on, enter where they need. Deji Adeyanju should spend his little money to create media awareness for Shore. Stop all the time castigating a fellow contestant. It's not right. It's not the right approach. Then let me balance into this issue of Peter Obi gaining 3% of the vote in the North. How is this guy dissecting the North? I have dissected the North here before, and everybody here applauded me. We looked at the North, that the North is just not, it's not only core North. There's the Christian North, there's the Hausa North, and there's the Fulani North. Even these people are so divided in between that you can't really pinpoint who is who and who is supporting what. Is it the same North where Southern Kaduna has been so impoverished, so attacked in this administration that they will now put out their block vote for the same party? Is it Benue State that has been ravaged from day one that they will put their block vote to PDP or to APC? Is it Katsina State? When Buhari was in Katsina State on visit to rest, they kidnapped 200 people. Is it the same Katsina State we are talking about? I doubt if it's the same Katsina State. Is it Borno State that has been boiling from day one? Even they had to bomb, they bombarded an IDP center. Is it the same Borno State that is going to give their block vote to APC? I doubt it. So that's why I say this guy has been in politics, but he knows nothing. He's oversimplistic in his judgment, and that is his falling. That is his failing. You don't know what has gone on in the country, why people are.
Yeah, but you know, because people go through that list, which pretty much every contributor has done so far. You, Chidi, and Joe, and is it because I did not aware that people are this, people are suffering, people are dying, people are suffering, people are dying. All that we all know this, but how does that then lead to them pivoting in the direction of Peter Obi? Is the question. Why are they looking for the panacea, or why would they be in Peter Obi?
This is the reason. This is the reason why. NSAS, that should tell you a lot.
Right.
Those people who did the NSAS protest, what do you think happened to them? You think they all died? Where do you think they came from? You think they came from Niger Republic? They are Nigerians. They are inside the communities, all the communities. And there was a time the Hausas even did their own protest. Where are those people? You think they all died? They are Nigerians. They are in Nigeria. There was a story that came out 2 days ago. To one of the obedients in Sokoto State was saying that they are threatening his life. Didn't you see that story? There are obedients in every nook and cranny. They are just waiting to unravel. So I don't want, as you see this Nigerian politics now, I've gone beyond speculation. If the Nigeria I will know, Nigeria is surprising me every day. The kind of, now lastly, to put this clearly for you, what is going to give Obi's team the maximum boost is the kind of partnership that is forming underneath. I will not be surprised if tomorrow PDP collapses and reforms, and there is a new party, because the kind of politics that Obi is preaching is this. From the interview he did 2 days ago, is state police. There's no governor or no aspirant that would not fall for state police and state control of resources. That is what we want. That is how you can convince people.
No, but that is where the Nigerian narrative is at the moment. So it's not Peter Obi that is pushing for state police.
There's no. We all know these people. We all know these people.
Everybody's
we know the agenda of the APC before
apart from Buhari, who is resisting it. Even even it's in plenary now. It's had its first reading. State police.
That is why. You know what? That is why. There's one thing you understand. Buhari himself ascended to the petroleum industry bill, right? Go and look at that bill. That's the same bill they gave 33% to states that don't have oil. So you see, any bill that comes out of this APC government is wishy-washy. The name is flamboyant, but the content is wishy-washy. If they give us a restructuring bill, trust me, it will have leakages here and there. And Nigerians notice. That is why the NSAS protest, they didn't want to leave the streets because they couldn't trust. The trust level is so low. We cannot trust PDP. We cannot trust APC. Obi just happened at the right moment where people were looking for an outside-the-box solution. And he's doing everything that fits into that box. That's outside the box. Recently, he went to Egypt. That is just a media a strategy that boosted his campaign again.
Did he boost it because he got a lot of backlash that it was a misspent energy, that trip and you know they cite the Ekiti example.
There's no backlash. There's no backlash. The backlash.
There's no backlash.
The backlash.
There's no backlash against this. Yeah.
The backlash. Yes, that's what I'm coming. The backlash that you are speaking to are the critics in other parties who are using that, but it doesn't fly. I just want to make this thing clear to you that what Deji or Sowore, I love Sowore so much. What Deji, Sowore, or these other people that are backlashing are doing is that they are hyping Obi, because in media world,
are they hyping him or are they?
I'll tell you.
Hold on. Are they unpeeling him? Are they unpeeling him?
I will tell you how they are hyping him.
Because it's been unpeeled. You know, it's been unpeeled.
I will tell you how they are hyping him. In the media, they say every propaganda, both good or bad, is good. And you too can attest to it that on your program, we have been on Obi for 2 weeks straight now.
Only because he's not left the headlines. If he leaves the headlines,
promise you, this evening we are still going to be on Obi.
Of course, now, because he will dominate the headlines still.
Yes. So that's why I'm telling you that Obi is finally going to get to the lips of even the core northerner that doesn't know him before. Because of all this.
Have you heard the phrase mod sticks? Mod sticks. Have you heard that?
One man, you can't use your English from UK to bamboozle us.
But you know now is a global thing. Mod sticks. MUD mod sticks.
But
so if know, because he's built this narrative of piety, and people are starting to unpeel it, and we saw it with the 20 million to 100 million, and when they investigated it, it was actually 12 million, which has now lost the value to 5 million. So
and another story came up today again that
it's starting to unpeel all this.
Another story came up today that it was 1.2 billion. Another story came up today that was 1.2 billion that finally rose to 3 billion. So we said these stories will keep coming and you don't know how companies listen. When a company rebases, there's a way it is done in the security system. When a company rebases, a company can be morphed up into another company, while the worth could be increased, the value at that point could be decreased. And if you spend money to buy shares, there are low points and high points. Nigeria of today is not Nigeria. Buhari killed every. If you buy shares in Nigeria today,
no, we understand that things ebb and flow. But
yes, if you understand that, but
and by the way,
then you understand what I'm saying.
You know, he initiated that narrative space in 2018.
Yes.
It wasn't even the Facebook guy. It was actually Peter Obi that made that claim on an Arise interview in 2018.
Yes.
You know, but it's just a thing now. They're starting to unpeel him. This just a thing.
After how many years of mismanagement of this country, do you expect your shares not to drop? Let's say the shares dropped. at least there's evidence that he bought those shares. That's a wise thinking person. In the Nigeria of today, your shares could drop 20 times lower because the country has, the terrain is not secure. It's not secure. You yourself, you know that these things happen. And a lot of companies left the country. Nobody's buying into the Nigerian stock exchange. The value of the Nigerian stock exchange itself has dropped. So you cannot pin that on Obi. He did his homework. The value of that country itself has dropped. The GDP, the average GDP has dropped. There are more people in poverty now. What's gonna increase your share value? So we should even thank God that the shares are still there. At least he didn't tell us that the board shares.
Okay, and by the way, Peter Obi has not yet unfurled his economic strategy, because all he's still talking about is consumption to production, and so that's very good as a peppy little line, but he's not. We don't yet know what that means.
Yeah.
Because
do you remember?
Atiku has given us a detailed breakdown. Atiku has given us details.
Okay. Let me tell you something. I don't want to just castigate anybody that has given you a breakdown, because as far as I'm concerned, those breakdowns can be breakdown of lies. Really? Do you remember the period when Nigerians were up against everything in that country and strictly saying we want restructuring? Do you remember that time?
Yeah.
Do you know that this our House of Assembly, they actually took a restructuring bill to the House of Assembly. They did it. They said, okay, restructuring is what we want. El-Rufai was the mastermind. He said, yeah, restructuring is what we want. Let's do restructuring. That period when they during the NSAS period, he said, yeah, restructuring is what we. They actually took restructuring to the House of Assembly to deceive Nigerians. What happened to that bill? It didn't see the light of day. So as far as I'm concerned, they can deceive you with anything. If you fall for it, man, you fall for anything. We are tired, and that is what these people are saying. We are tired. And Peter Obi just gives everybody like there's a sign that okay, there's still hope. This country can still climb out. And listen to what the EU, the European Union said yesterday. You know what they said? They encourage Nigerians to go get their PVCs. We're only getting there gradually.
Yes, but they've always done that. They've always encouraged.
No. This time it is different.
Also,
sometimes when things come out, you perceive the pulse of where these things are coming from.
How are they telling the people to get their PVC? Meaning that they say go and vote for Peter Obi. What are you talking about?
Did I say that?
That's what you said. That's what you said.
No, I didn't infer that. You are the one who is inferring that. Now, if you can infer that, imagine what other people are inferring.
Only because we know your politics. Every single electoral cycle, the European Union, the British High Commissioner, they do this sensitization. You know that incident that happened in Ojo, that they were saying they were not allowing the Easterners to get their card and whatnot. Do you know that? Do you know what actually propelled that space? They were having a concert in Lagos, where all of the big artists are going to perform. But to get into that concert is not to buy a ticket. And this concert was, by the way, it was sponsored by the European Union. But to get into that concert, you don't buy a ticket, you present your PVC. So the PVC was your ticket into the concert. So that was that rush that we saw in Ojo. So them telling people they're just encouraging the mass to participate in the electoral process. It's nothing to do with Peter Obi, so don't worry about that.
Seriously, they don't care about the PVCs. Because they know that on that day, they only believe anybody that comes in to vote is your vote that's going to be counted. But the reason why they care about the PVCs now is because something is different. The world is about to collapse.
They did the same thing in 2019, 2015, 2011. They've always done that.
You might want to defend it however you want, but I just told you the reason why this is happening.
Oh, all right. Thank you, X0. So, X0, for reasons of time, of course, let's go on to HO. So, who hopefully is still with us? HO, are you still there?
Yes.
Brilliant. So good to have you, HO. So, HO, let me take you to the space then. The meeting between Yemson WIKE and Peter Obi. I mean, there's certainly not a meeting to say what film are we going to watch at the cinema. No, it's all about politics, and there's only one political space in play at the moment, the presidential space. So what do you think WIKE would be proposing to Peter Obi? What do you think Peter Obi will be proposing to WIKE? And are we seeing now WIKE haven't been stabbed too many times in the PDP, looking to jump ship and be an obedient? So what are you then making of that meeting, HO?
Well, I don't know if both of them have the same political ideology, but for Peter Obi, knowing fully well that if he becomes the president of Nigeria tomorrow, he's going to rule everybody. I think one of the things he will be likely discussing with him is to put the needs of the Nigeria people first before him, to see how they can work together to save the Nigeria people. That's my thinking.
All right. And to Adeyanju's speculation that Peter Obi really, there's no reason to believe that he'll get more than 3% of the total northern votes, or Kwakwanso gets more than 3% of the total southern votes. Can you see the logic that arrived him at that thought?
Well, to me, I will want to see his I want to see his statement from a positive perspective, in the sense that there are a lot of work to be done for us to get what we are looking for. So if Deji is coming up with such permutation, it is left for us and those of us that are on ground at home to see the need to do the work at the level for which we need to sanitize the people that are suffering in the north, to see the need for us to work together and bring in Obi to give us what we are looking for.
All right, brilliant. Well put. So thank you, Echo. So Echo, for reasons of time, I really want to speed through now the people left on the screen. So let me go on from you, and hopefully you join us in the evening, because people are still in the comment section celebrating your presentation yesterday. So let me go on from you though to Mr. Omorui, who comes up next. So Mr. Omorui, the conversation, the Deji Adeyanju speculation, and Peter Obi's meeting with Yemson Wike, your thoughts?
All right, thank you, Mr. Woman, for having me. Thank you for the good job. On the Adeyanju space, I think he was referring to, no matter how you see him, no matter his, people see him as someone that is not stable, somebody that is trying to, switch his support from one person to another. But I know what he was talking about. If you look at the voting pattern since 1999, the South-South-Southeast has been a very strong base of the PDP. So, considering Obi's factor this time around, Atiku might not be getting that for his PDP this time. So, if you come to the Northwest, the Kwankwasol and the Rabiu Kwankwasol and the what's the other gentleman's name? He's going to work against Atiku, also from that direction, so also with APC. So what he was invariably referring to, I think he had some assumptions, some dangerous assumptions. He was thinking that, he was of the opinion that the demography in the Northeast might not be enough for Atiku, and considering the fact he might not be getting that usual support from the South-South and Southeast, which has been the strongest base of PDP since 1999, might not work to his advantage, Atiku's advantage. So he just assumed invariably that if they don't work hard, if Kwankwasol and Obi combination, if the Kwankwasol and Obi combination do not do more, enough work, that invariably it might work for Tinubu's advantage. I think that was his assumption, from what I can perceive.
What he was actually saying, Mr. Omorui, is that if they don't work together, then if they work individually, as an individual, there's no reason to believe that Kwakwanso will score anything more than 3 to 5%. I cannot even see him scoring anything like 5% in the South. So we're talking about places like Imo State, Ekiti, all those one. Who knows Kwakwanso there? So there's no reason to expect that he will score more than 3%. And maybe Peter Obi, maybe if we increase that 3% to maybe 4%, because he has some name recognition. But if you're going to Katsina, Gombe, Yobe, Kebbi, there's no reason, if you are being logical, to believe that Peter Obi will score anything in those spaces. Why would he? So he's saying if they don't work together, they are just going to not affect anything in the upcoming election. That is really where he's going now, Mr. Murray.
Yes, he is of the opinion and the assumption that he's seen Kwankwaso factor as a very strong factor in this Northwest, right? That's what I can deduce from his submission. He's seen the Kwankwasian factor that will destabilize Atiku in the Northwest. Don't forget that if you must win a Nigerian presidency, you cannot take away Kano and Lagos, maybe Port Harcourt. So he's assuming that if Atiku is badly destabilized in the Northwest, and the Obi factor is destabilizing Atiku again in the South and Southeast, like I said earlier, that invariably Obi could be working for Tinubu. That is his own assumption. That Tinubu will have his normal popular vote from the Southwest. That he is assuming that the Southwest people will vote en bloc for Tinubu. So if he takes Lagos, with the likes of Ganduje, maybe takes one or two things from the Northwest with his northern support, that Tinubu may be costing a home to victory. That's Adeyanju's calculation.
And Obi's meeting with Yemson WIKE, what do you suspect they were discussing?
Yeah, I think I'm not a fan of WIKE, but there are certain things you cannot take away from him. And I always come here to say, what is propelling the Obi factor is not even about Obi himself. Yeah, it's true that Nigerians have been suffering. It's true that a lot of Nigerians are waking up from their slumber. It's true that they are not ready to work for PDP and APC. But if you look at these parties critically, let's even forget the individuals. The PDP and APC actually have biting more than what they can chew, and they have chewed more than what they can swallow. So let's come to the WIKE as a person. If you look at WIKE, he has been. I'm not a fan of WIKE. I don't like his approach in certain areas. Sometimes what's supposed to be strength for him because of his management. I don't know who the people that are packaging him. Either he doesn't listen, or either he's stubborn, or he has a very good managers. They're very bad managers. You don't play politics like that. You're not an activist. You're not. If you want to play activism, one side. If you want to do Nigerian politics, do it the way it should be. I think he's arrogant. He acts like a bully. But then there are certain things you cannot take away from this gentleman. He's bold, he's courageous, ready to spend the money, or not like Obi. That he's trying to be stingy, quote unquote, in certain quarters. But if you look at the treatment they have given to this gentleman since 1999, the man has been consistent. If he says 10 things, about 7 to 8 of them is going to be in support of his party, PDP. It's all about power, PDP, power. He doesn't even care what is happening to Nigerians. So he has been there. There was a time he became, he became almost the sole sponsor of PDP after losing the 2015 election. Atiku left, Saraki left, all of them left to help their Muslim and their Fulani brother to become the president. PDP was almost like an orphan. So WIKE was there. He has been there. He tried everything humanly possible to pick up the pieces of PDP. That is even the reason why Atiku could have a PDP to come back to 2019. That was the major problem between him and Atiku in 2019. He was furious that you can't abandon us, help your Fulani brother to win an election, and you coming back again to say you want to be our candidate. Don't forget he supported Tambuwa. Yeah, he expected some, to leverage on his sponsorship, financial sponsorship of the party, his support, his consistency. That was why he was making noise like, oh, he has to be South-South. Even while he was shouting that South-South slogan, it wasn't actually for Southeast or Southwest. It was actually for himself. Like, oh, it's an opportunity for me to benefit from my long-standing work for this party. But let's be honest to ourselves. The way that man was treated, let's even say the first one, the primary was purely politics. Good. But the second one, it's nothing but a calculated attempt to say you are just a noisemaker. Nobody recognizes in this party. After the primaries, after the bruises you received from the primaries, everybody expected that,
all right.
bring the VP will be a walkover for him.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Omori.
Can I just land my point here, please?
Yeah, but because I wanted you to speak to the relationship that speculates to WIKE and Obi's meeting, not.
Yes, I want to just conclude.
Yeah,
I want to conclude by saying, whichever way you look at it, a WIKE is a dangerous factor to PDP this time around. If he leaves, it's even better for them. But if he remains, it's going to play a serious anti-party against Atiku ticket. He's seen Atiku as somebody that has given him a personal no granta in PDP. It's not wanted. That is the Atiku working with the Iyocha factor is a signal that a WIKE of a person is not wanted in PDP. So if he remains, it's going to be a danger. If he leaves, he must be discussing with his brother Obi, who is a gentleman, how to, he has to pay Atiku back in his own coin. He's on his revenge mission. Whether he remains or not, it's a dangerous factor to PDP.
All right, brilliant. Thank you. So to Ajanle Koko now. So Ajanle Koko, the space. Deji Adeyanju's political permutation and WIKE's covert meetings with Peter Obi. Ajanle Koko.
Okay, one man. Let me urge everybody looking at us, listening to us around the world, please click on the like button, shares, and subscribe if you have not done that. Look, the Deji Adeyanju statement should be received by Obi's supporters as a clarion call for them to work hard, and Obi himself to work very hard to build a Labour Party, build Labour Party and market it well to such a party that people will be ready to vote for. What Deji says is absolutely true. Let us not allow our sentiment and support for Obi to becloud our sense of reasoning. Obi has no base. Labour Party has no base in the north, same as NNPP has no base in the south. That is why you see Obi desperately looking for merger with NNPP in the north. He has no base. And that is why he couldn't get nobody from the north to be his vice president, because he has no base. That is why he put his brother, Okupe. So that's why he put Okupe. How are you, brother? Yeah. That's why he had Okupe temporarily put that one there as his vice president, because he has nobody to pick from the north. He doesn't have anybody from the north now. So what Adeyanju is saying is trying to help Obi to work very hard to see how he can build a very good structure that can work for him in the north. It is not all this abuse and all this, how do I say it, all this attack on Adeyanju. It shouldn't be like that. It's just saying what is it. Those guys are on the ground. They know what is happening everywhere better than all of us in diaspora. All of us that talk jargons on internet. They know what is happening.
Just one question.
No, sorry. Let because I want to round off. In fact, I was just waiting for Adan Lekoko to finish. But sorry, Xero. Adan Lekoko carry on.
So Deji is not trying to help Obi. You should just see it as a man saying the truth, giving you guys a clarion call to stand up and work harder in the north so that you can push for votes from the north. That is what he's saying. And on the WIKE meeting with Obi, it's a meeting that cannot achieve anything. I don't see it as achieving anything. And that showed to me, again, that Obi has no people anywhere to work for him. He doesn't have any new team that can work for him. He relies on this old politician, corrupt politician. If Obi is a sincere politician, saying that, they were spending money, they are trying to induce a vote with monetary compensation. That is why I left PDP. Didn't WIKE spend money? Didn't he spend dollars? What are you guys talking about? Can't you just see what is going on, that this Obi guy is a magic? He's just playing magic, man. He doesn't know where to go. He's confused. He doesn't have that sense of direction. He's desperately looking for support, and he cannot get that support from anywhere other than all these politicians that has been working with for over 13 years. Those are his base. These politicians in PDP are his base. Kwankaso is from PDP. What do you call it? This River State guy, WIKE. Those are his colleagues. Those are the people he knows. He's been swimming and dining, whining, and doing everything with all these corrupt politicians. Those are his base. He cannot build a new team. This is what he's telling me. He cannot build a new team. And that's unfortunate that all of you or people are seeing him as a saint because he's changing a new tune, singing a new tune, saying something different, and people seeing it as if some people are even calling him Messiah. They're calling him the Savior now. He is not saving. He's part of them. He doesn't have no base anywhere. He cannot raise any new team. So those that still depend that can help him to presidency are all these old corrupt politicians. So the difference is that some of them are corrupt than the others. So he might be a less corrupt one. Those one are big thief. He's a small thief. They are the same people. We have to go for a new set of people. If you are really looking for new third force, and not these same people that have been in the space and destroyed our political the political reality of that country. They destroy it. There's nothing. They have nothing to offer us. You see, it's the same people. So I don't. That move is not going to head nowhere. It's definitely going to. It's not going to head nowhere. And for WIKE, if WIKE should leave PDP, that is going to be the end of his political career. And as a matter of fact, people of Rivers State are waiting for him, waiting for his time to expire as governor. Then you will see that a lot of people will turn against him. This is the same WIKE guy that gathered all the traditional king, lambasted them and talk all of this nonsense. They are waiting for him because the money that he spent for his political, this is people's money, Rivers people money that he stole to champion his political campaign, that he bribed around. Imagine, WIKE gave 200 million to Kaduna State, to Kaduna PDP. From where did that get? Why did he get that money? Is it not money from the state, from the treasury of Rivers State? Come on, guys. They are waiting for him. Look at the former governor of Rivers State was the former transportation minister. Who is it? Amechi is gone politically in that state. The same thing going to happen to WIKE. His strength is in PDP, in strength in PDP in Rivers State, in strength in PDP outside Rivers State is in PDP. So it got leaving PDP, yes, they are waiting for him. They will crush him politically, and he will face the same problem that Amechi is facing. That's the way I see it. Let me leave it there 1 month so you can go to another person.
All right, brilliant. We'll put Ajale Koko. So thank you, Ajale Koko. So I will round it off here. We've gone 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours in what's meant to be a 2-hour session. So thank you, Ajale Koko, of course, always dropping the pearl on the sessions. Pardon me. So I'll round it off, but not before I acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chat. So this is what Alexander says. He says, if WIKE teams up with Obi, Tinubu will be the next president. HR brings in a lot. So I don't know who HR is. So let me take that again. If WIKE teams up with Obi, Tinubu will be the next president. HR brings in a lot of wealth. So that will be WIKE, I think. HR brings in a lot of wealth, and the South-South region, Atiku stands no chance, consequently. So yes, that permutation actually it infinitely sensible, because of course that Peter Obi already gets the Southeast, WIKE delivers the South-South. That might well be the Southern strategy still, because everybody plotting some sort of boju for their politicking. So that is it. That's been the session. Thank you, one and all. If you have not already subscribed to the platform, please do. If you've not clicked on the like button, please correct that as well. Click on like and subscribe. Then come join us at 9:35 p.m. when we'll deliver again another banging session. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace. Thank you, everyone.